The color wheel tool is another way to experiment with color combinations and change colors. If you have experience working with color wheels when designing, you'll find the color wheel tool familiar. Color theory and color schemes are deep topics, and we won't be covering them at this time. I want to caution you at this point, it's a good practice to work on a copy of your design when doing changes like this, in case you don't like the results. So I've opened up the zany face from the included designs using New from Selected, and I've saved it with a new name. The color wheel tool can work with single color designs, but it's most effective with a multicolor design. So you don't need to make a selection, just click the tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan this over to the side so we have a reference to see what our original looked like. And then I'll click the color wheel tool and I'll slide that over this way. So here we can always see what our original looked like. This will update as we make changes. These are the colors in our design. The default base color is the first color in the design, and we can see that it's the first color over here on the object stalker. Here's our color wheel. The base color is circled with an extra circle. As I move the base circle around, you can see that I can move it in and out, and I can move it around. The other two stay in the same relative position. So they don't move in or out, but they move around the circle, keeping the same distance as before. If I want to move one of them, I can select one and just move it one at a time. I can move it in and out. If I want to move this one by itself, I can select a different color to be the base color. So to do that, I'll just double click on that one, and now that one is the base color. And as I move those, now the other ones stay in relationship. So the closer the color is to the perimeter of the color wheel, the more intense it is. And the closer it is to the center, the less intense or the paler it is. I can also change the brightness. So if I want to change the brightness of that color, I just make it a little bit darker green. I can select this one, maybe move it out this way. And you can have a lot of fun playing around in here. Now you can see that it significantly changes your design. He's looking a little green in the gills there. Now we also have the color scheme drop down. Color schemes are formulas to help with pleasing color combinations, and there are many, many different kinds of schemes. The ones listed here are the most popular ones. The default scheme is harmonious, and this means whatever colors your design used, whether they're harmonious or not. If I change this to analogous, I want you to see how these change. So I'll click analogous, and analogous colors consist of a group of colors that border each other within the color wheel. So you can see these are all equidistant apart. I can change that to complementary. These are colors that exist on the opposite sides of the color wheel. One color is usually a primary color, so this is the primary color over here, and the other is a secondary color. If I choose monochromatic, these are color schemes that all focus on a single color, and they often use variations of that hue by incorporating tints, tones, and shades. Let's try triad. This color scheme consists of 3 colors that are placed equidistant from each other on the color wheel, forming a triangle. And you can see that as I change them, they all update. Now if you want to save this, click OK. If you want to abandon it, click Cancel. Let's click OK, but before I do that, notice what colors we have down here on the colors bar. I'll click OK, and now our colors have updated. If I look at these are now RGB colors. Before, they had been assigned thread colors, and they had a thread brand. A color wheel is not based on thread colors. If you like these colors and wanted to match them to your thread brand, you could click Match All Design Colors. If you don't like what happened, you can click Undo. Working with the colors wheel does take some experimentation, so go ahead and play with it and see what you think.